Hey guys, it's Chris and welcome back to another Game of Thrones video, but today we're going to do something a bit different. But first, let me quickly thank our newest Patreons to the channel. We have Celine, thank you very much Celine, as well as Travis Talley, really appreciate it. And also Mother of Dragon for upgrading to Executive Producer, really appreciate the support. And if you'd like some behind the scenes updates as well as other perks, consider joining our Patreon community. I really appreciate all the support and it certainly keeps this channel moving forward. So anyway, I sat down with Gil from Got Academy as well as Val from Geek. And we had a little conversation, just a little speculation, as to how things would have been different if Rhaegar Targaryen would have killed Robert Baratheon.
So then I'm thinking like the main thing is that Rhaegar, he has this vision, right, of the whatever Night King coming, maybe the Long Night, and he's preparing for that, and that's why he married Lyanna, and then that's why they had their son Aegon Targaryen. So then the whole realm will be ready, basically on the wall for the White Walkers' arrival. It will change. It seems like not as interesting a story, but more positive for the people living through it.
Well, I mean, assuming that the battle didn't continue. I mean, if Rhaegar killed Robert in the middle of the battle or just didn't die, the battle still may go on. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I think if they had a chance to speak, it'd be a whole different story too. But yeah, if he kills Robert, I don't know. Does that end the rebellion right there just because the potential king dies instantly?
Yeah, it's like when Rhaegar died, so the Targaryens lost after that, and then Tywin joined the rebellion. So Tywin would join the Targaryen side.
Yeah, so I think it goes on to he ends up kind of deposing his father, the Mad King. He was planning on doing that anyway, and then like you said, it's a whole different story. You got the Targaryens still in rule. This Dany can come home, so she's not the potential new queen. Jon Snow's a whole different story. Everything's it's completely different, and like you said, I don't think quite as interesting. It's almost too straightforward.
Wait, so you think that Ned would die as well? Like he would be executed?
Or maybe die in battle, because the war would go on, right? Because the war did go on after Rhaegar died, but it's just like the tide was turned. The tide has turned.
Yeah, I don't know, but if he was at the Trident, because he said he told Rhaegar I looked for you at the Trident, then if the war stops then when he kills Robert, there's no need for being Jon Snow to be kept secret, I guess, because Targaryens are still in power, and then Rhaegar would obviously tell the world anyway. So then that whole story's gone. That whole piece about Ned, keeping Jon Snow a secret.
Yeah, well, and I think Ned would also still be pretty pissed if he survives the whole war because his sister still died.
And also his brother and his father.
Yeah, that still happens. So he may be, I don't know, but he just like now, even when Rhaegar died, he never resented Rhaegar. He had actually good thoughts about him in the books anyway. So I don't know, he would still have that loss on his mind, but it wouldn't be like, I don't think he would blame him. And I think he's the honorable guy to. They started the rebellion, but they lost the rebellion. So then, just like some people like Sir Barristan Selmy, for example, they still swear their allegiance back to Robert, like he did, and she basically changed sides. So I think it's a similar situation. They would just keep their allegiance, and everything kind of moves forward.
Well, I was thinking that yes, Rhaegar may talk to Ned and give him mercy, show him mercy, because Rhaegar did not like killing. We know this. So yeah, I think he would allow Ned to switch sides if Ned wanted to, although, as we said, Ned would be pretty pissed about everything. He's lost so many family members at this point. Rhaegar was trying to remove his own father from the throne, right? I thought this is something that he talked about with Tywin. But yeah, I think they would get together to dethrone, the Mad King, and Rhaegar would want just what's best for the realm as well, like Varys.
That was interesting, as I was reading Dance with Dragons, it was so interesting, the flip side view of Rhaegar after we were told mostly one thing about him kidnapping Lyanna and all that. And then you felt like, oh no, he should have won. It would have been so much better.
I don't think Ned would have been necessarily pissed at Rhaegar in any way, because he's not already in this circumstance, because he knew this secret. He knew it was all, once he got to the Tower of Joy, what I'm saying. Like, they fought the whole rebellion, then he goes to the Tower of Joy and realizes, wait a minute, she loved him, he didn't kidnap her.
But still, she broke her vows. She should have done what her father, Lord Father, told her, to marry another guy. Come on, this is the law, the honor.
Yeah, no, but that's a good point. Like, Ned would understand, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he would definitely have the, duty over love type thing, but still he would understand and get it and realize that this was all based on a lie. Rhaegar wasn't this bad person who kidnapped her. She left with him because of love. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's a different dynamic.
Or maybe she left him because of this prophecy. Maybe he also convinced her that she's, whatever, an integral part of solving this future problem, blah blah blah. And also, Ned and Rhaegar can maybe do like a deal, like a truce. Whatever the war is over, I depose my father. So, like my father, he was the one who killed your father and your brother. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do that.
Sorry.
But then, sorry.
Right, yeah, and I think Ned and Rhaegar, I think Ned would have been open-minded enough to actually have a conversation with Rhaegar, where Robert, he was just in bloodlust mode. He was just going to kill anybody Targaryen or anybody that supported Targaryens, where Ned would have actually maybe parlayed and Rhaegar would have said, look, I know my father's crazy. I apologize on behalf of my house. Kind of like Dany did in the show in season 7. Where he's like, okay, look, he's crazy. I know he's got to go, and believe me, I got plans for that. So let's talk about it. So I think that'd have been good after a while, after a conversation.
Well, this also means that the kids would still be alive as well, the ones that the Mountain killed.
Right.
Yeah, the sack of King's Landing never happens, and then Rhaegar rolls up in King's Landing with the help of Ned and maybe that host. The gates are open, and they can just take him out. Jaime doesn't do what he does necessarily. I don't know. Is there still a threat there? Who knows?
Yeah, maybe still, because he wants to burn everybody, right? He wants to burn everybody, so Jaime still has to kill him.
Oh.
Unless they depose him in some other way, and then I guess it's some precedent. The heir of the king deposing his father and taking over, that's like against the rules, so that would put some checks and balances that in case you're a mad king, your son and heir, that's something that happened quite frequently in history when the son usurped the father. But in the story, only in the show, right, with Ramsay and some other northern house.
Oh, right, yeah.
They had to kill their fathers. But other than that,
the Mad King Aerys didn't really give the order to burn them all. That was only after Tywin came in and then started sacking the city. So if Tywin never has to go to the city because Rhaegar and the whole host goes, then he doesn't give that order, so Jaime doesn't have to kill him in that same way.
Also, one of the reasons why Jaime wanted to kill the Mad King was because the Mad King asked him to bring him Tywin's head as well.
Yeah, so if that never happens, then he maybe doesn't give that order to the Power Masters, and he sees Rhaegar and the Targaryen host coming back, and doesn't go batshit crazy because it's not Tywin sacking the city, opening the gates to him.
yeah, and then they can put him whatever in his room, under guard, stay there.
Something to that effect. Go back to Dragonstone, chill, put him in a padded room.
Yeah. Smoke something, relax.
I think Jon would still end up with Dany potentially, because that was a Targaryen thing. They would have been cool with that.
Why? Now I want to see this parallel universe and them ending up together again in every lifetime.
Yeah, every lifetime.
Yeah, I don't know, because he would have found out a lot sooner who he was, and since there's no more reason for secrecy.
Maybe it's like a regular Targaryen, intermarriage, marrying an aunt and a cousin.
It's happened.
Yeah,
it has happened before, but it's in more modern times. I think if they had met knowing their aunt and nephew, I don't think it would have been the same for them.
Because I think they're trying to avoid the Mad King situation, right? So they're probably trying to not intermarry.
Maybe that will be against the law.
Yeah, because the whole marriage thing before was about it wasn't just about keeping their looks as Targaryens. It was about dragon bonding, and hatching and all that. So with the world of no dragons, I don't know if they'd have looked at it the same way.
Well, and they would need some alliances as well, because if Rhaegar were to dethrone his father, he needs people to support him and make those political marriages between houses.
Yeah, but who wouldn't want Rhaegar instead of the Mad King?
Well, yeah.
True.
Yeah, I'm gonna replace the crazy guy. Oh.
Wait, would you think that maybe Littlefinger might still try to hatch some plans there? Because, he's still there, he would still be there.
But that would be much more difficult. It would be much more difficult because what he used is the instability that was created after, where you have like a new house, a new royal house, and then the king's heirs are not his heirs, then you have a lot of room for maneuver. But if you have the same house that's just won another civil war, like a Dance of Dragons or any other civil war, then people will say, oh, no, you can't beat those guys. It will take 100 more years.
I was thinking you might still have that conflict of Tywin wanting to marry Cersei to Rhaegar, and Rhaegar maybe not accepting that.
But then if Rhaegar would save the realm from the White Walkers, that's a good thing to run on in an election. I don't know if people will vote for the other guy. That's like a lifetime appointment, even in a democracy.
Yeah, the whole Tywin thing, he did. You know how Tywin is, and the Lannisters. They didn't decide to go sack King's Landing until they knew it was, they were going to be on the winning side. So if you got Rhaegar winning and everybody kind of getting behind him with the understanding we're going to overthrow this Mad King, then he's probably on board with Rhaegar. Then maybe he would want to marry Cersei to Rhaegar now that Robert is now dead.
Yeah, but Rhaegar will be married to Lyanna. Or maybe she dies anyway.
Right. Maybe she dies anyway, right. Or it's still, until he makes it known or whatever, so.
Yeah, he didn't have like a midwife there, right, to treat her. Maybe if she were in someplace safe.
I don't know, because I feel like, a lot of women still died, even if they had help. They just didn't know how to stop the bleeding. So a lot of people died in childbirth. So I think Lyanna would have still died. But I'm thinking, I just don't want things to work out. I feel like everything would just go to crap still in some other way. Something would just not work out after.
Well, the other side of that is if, let's say, all this happened and Rhaegar rallies the realm and people were behind him and they understand it was all bullshit, they were in love, he didn't kidnap anybody, and it's all basically put on the Mad King because he is insane. But then when he starts talking about, look, let me tell you, these crazy ice demons from the north are coming, then how many people in the south are going to believe that? They're going to say, wait a minute, he's just as fucking crazy as his dad.
Yeah.
So we may have another conflict.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Only the Night's Watch would recognize, wait a minute, he's not lying. So they'd have to come vouch for him.
Right, and the Maesters, maybe, I don't know, the Maesters maybe would also say that he's crazy. And then the Faith, I don't think it works well for the Faith that there are these monsters. It doesn't fit in their dogma.
That's right, exactly.
Yeah, a non-magical world. Yeah. Oh, that's a very good point. So then, you think things will turn to shit anyway.
They could. I'm just saying there's that potential because, like I said, the northern houses, they would be more apt to believe these kind of stories because they've heard them growing up and, there's some truth in them. They've probably forgotten, the North don't remember anything. But the Night's Watch has started to see this stuff happen. But then you got to ask, okay, what are they reacting to anyway? And if something changed in the South as far as, was it Jon Snow? Was it, a Targaryen killing the Starks? Whatever you think they're reacting to. If that didn't happen the same way, would they come back anyway?
Well, you still need Bran to turn into the Three-Eyed Raven, right? Because that was always going to happen, because it's a loop that's already started, right? So.
Yeah, I mean, assuming that threat's still there, yeah, I think that's gotta happen.
Yeah. If they wake up, then he has to become the Three-Eyed Raven.
Yeah, but how would he still be pushed out of the tower? Would Jaime and Cersei still come to Winterfell at some point?
Yeah, that is true. They may not have never showed up, and then lady never dies. Life for a death or death for a life, whichever. I mean, so you don't know, but I'm assuming the threat still happens in some way. He would have probably still been recruited, I guess, maybe.
The thing is that the Three-Eyed Raven had to have Winterfell burned down in order for Bran to leave north of the Wall. So something dramatic would have to happen for Bran to leave his home. But if there's peace,
yeah, something would be messed up.
Yeah, unless Balon Greyjoy decided to just go take it over anyway. I don't know. I mean, that's possible. So.
No, I like the idea of people thinking that Rhaegar is crazy and then things going wrong through there, because then people will start thinking, oh, we need to replace him because he's crazy, and then you start getting those conspiracies.
Yeah, Targaryens are insane. Yeah, this is kind of the same thread. Targaryens are insane, like the old joke in the books. When the gods flip a coin when a Targaryen's born. They're going to be normal and nice or crazy.
Personally, think Littlefinger would still be smart enough to create some sort of chaos for him to climb. Something. He'll figure it out.
Yeah, at some point, he would definitely, like Gil said, he would definitely need the chaos to turn people against, Lannisters versus Starks. But I don't know, even with those characters, it wouldn't take much to create some other thing going on, but it would be a completely different story.
But it's Jon Arryn that brought him there,
Yes.
right? To King's Landing.
So yeah, he probably still dies. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, Littlefinger could still kill Jon Arryn and blame it on the Lannisters. I don't know, some. Yeah, just say like, yeah, the Lannisters just want to put someone else that they trust as their hand, so so he can manipulate Rhaegar into doing things, and instead of the whole, the Lannisters have illegitimate children or something like that. But yeah, there's always a way.
It would definitely be interesting to see. It would be because you still got some drama that could happen and essentially end up in the same place if you think about it.